Hello YouTubers. Yeah, I went on for 30 minutes in that last video. I couldn't believe it lasted as long as it did. And boy, that thing was hard to upload. I rendered it so that it was about 600 megabytes in size. You know, the video went on for 30 minutes, so it was quite a lot of digital data there. Anyway, I rendered it so it'd go down to about 600 megabytes. And it took, I did several tries to get it uploaded to YouTube last night. And at times I have a good broadband connection, cable connection here to the internet, but at times it's slow, and last night it was slow. So I messed around and had to try to upload it a couple of times. And when if you've done it before, when your video fails to upload, there's kind of indication on your video page that there's a bad video there. So I went in to try to delete the video that I'd messed up in uploading and deleted a whole page of my videos. The last, I guess, 8 or 10 or 12 videos that I've made were deleted by my error last night. So if any of you notice that, don't think I'm pulling my videos off of YouTube. Matter of fact, I've already uploaded a replacement one, and I'll go back through my files and find those videos and try to upload them again. So if you see them again, that's the reason. I messed around and deleted them. All my twin trucker videos and some of the videos I made while I was driving home from my job and things like that were deleted. Nothing that would be earth-shaking if they didn't reappear, but I know some people enjoy watching them. And I enjoy having a full set of videos up. I've deleted very few videos through the 3 years I've been on. A few I have. Some I had some copyright or near copyright violations I felt like that I should take down. So some of those I do take down. And I noticed while I was uploading last night on my Mess About One page that just over the past few days I've gone over 1,000 subscribers. Now I know that not 1,000 still existing subscribers, but the total subscribers I've had since I've been on YouTube the past three and a half years, it just went over. I think it was 1,003 the last time I saw it. So I guess that's some kind of a milepost to reach 1,000 subscribers. And I noticed that YouTube had sent me some messages, and I guess that's kind of a threshold when they start being more interested in what you're doing on YouTube and maybe offering you some shares and the profits and things like that. So anyway, I made that milestone. I'm back in my barn. I came out this morning. You saw what a mess I had yesterday in that video. I apologize for that mess. That's just the way it is when you're building. But I came back into my office area here this morning and cleaned it up. And what I wanted to show you again, I had some comments on my green screen. Now I've left it in the video right now so you're actually seeing the green color of that green screen in the background. Somebody asked what it took to make a green screen. And I guess the answer to that is just anything that's an even lighter green color that is fairly flat. It could be cloth, it could be, I guess it could be paper, it could be paint on the wall. There are some especially made, it's kind of like velvet, I guess you would call it, green cloths that do a real good job, but it's not required. The problem of making a green screen look good that I've had, and I've heard other people say they had, is getting the lighting equal over across the screen. If you have a dark area, it'll mess up the software when you try to, you call it chroma key, try to use that area. So it needs to be equally lighted and the same color throughout. After that, you do have to have some kind of chroma key green screen software, and that's where the magic is. It's not in the screen. The screen just gives the camera a solid color to work with, and the software, the editing software, can take that solid area in the back and substitute another video or a picture or something like that in the background. Anyway, that's the way I understand it. And I've worked on my lights a little bit again this morning. I have several. I use those little spiral fluorescent bulbs. I think they say they're about 23 watts, but they're supposed to be the equivalent of about 100 watts. The good thing about these things is they resemble, you can get like daylight bulbs or soft white, whatever you want. I use daylight bulbs. They're not terribly expensive, and I buy some little shop reflector holders for them that gives them a little bit of direction. And I guess the more the merrier. Lighting, to me, videos, I found that the lighting is one of the key things. If you get your lighting right, even with a lower end camera, which my camera is not a high end camera, the video will turn out pretty good. So I have about 800 watts, equivalent of 800 watts in these little fluorescent bulbs hung up around I've got some hanging off the ceiling joists. I've got some hanging off the wall studs. And then, of course, all of them are pointed, most of them are pointed toward the screen to light it. A thing about the screen is you don't want any shadows off of the person or the object that's in front of the screen to cast on the screen to make a darker area. So the lighting that's lighting the screen is actually kind of off to behind me above and behind me on the sides. And then I have two lights in front here that kind of light my face, and then I have one light kind of up above. If I step back, you'll really see it. That kind of light my bald head, top of my bald head, and that kind of gives you a little bit of a 3D effect. But anyway, what I wanted to do is show you the green screen unlit or unedited. And if you remember my last video I did out here on the green screen in the barn, I had a picture in the background that showed a street scene and some old cars. Now, I had a comment or two about that. That is actually a picture that was taken here in Scottsboro, Alabama, on our county square, on our town square where our county courthouse is. And it was taken in about 1930. If you'll notice in it, you might want to go back and look at it. There's some old cars sitting there in front of the bank building, I believe it is. And you're going to see that here on the green screen. When I edit this thing, I've taken it and put it in the background. So you'll see that same scene here in the background. It's not real clear because the copy I had of it was very small, and I blew it up some to use it in this video, so it's pixelated somewhat, so it's kind of blurred. But what I did this morning, and we'll call this the time machine. I went up to our county square this morning. That building is still there. It's if you're familiar with the South and some of the county courthouse squares, the courthouse is in the middle, and there's streets that run on all four sides, and businesses build up on those streets around that courthouse square. And what you're seeing here is the north side of the Jackson County, Alabama courthouse square, the way it looked 30 years ago. And now with the magic of green screen and YouTube time machine, I can show you what it looked like today in 2010. And that's what you're seeing in the background. I went up there this morning and made the photograph. And I suppose I should move over so you can see the whole thing. Maybe just move out of the way and let you look at the whole thing. So I'll step off the side and you'll see the picture of that same bank building as it looks in 2010 compared to how it looked back in about 1930. And that would be, what, 80 years ago. Now I've stepped back in, and here's something I want to show you about. If you notice on TV, no matter where the performers on TV and in movies and everything have an area they have to stay in because of the lighting. And if the lighting people have done a good job, those actors or performers can move around some and the lighting stay about the same. Now I'm not that good at it, so you'll notice that when I'm here is where I kind of set up the lighting for. And if I move over here, maybe I get a little different. It's just darker, and I got the light kind of here. So really, if you're going to move around a lot in a lighted scene, you would have to consider and light a broader area than you would if you're just standing here. And the distance from the camera where I'm standing right now is about 6 feet. Distance from the green screen is about the same. It's 5 or 6 feet. So I can back up. Now you're going to notice me get lighter like I did the other day, because what I'm doing is I'm getting in the lights that light the green screen. So it's going to really light me up because there's a lot of light up there. See, I can go way on back. I'm actually standing on the turned out part of the green screen. And I'm about maybe 8 feet from the camera and about 3 feet, I guess, from the green screen. But still, you still don't see any shadows. And again, that's the key to it. You don't want any shadows behind. And I could even, let's see, now I'm going to probably lose my light. I'm going to try to come up closer, closer, closer. And there's my old ugly face up fairly close. And now again, this camera seems like it's not focusing. I may even have some haze on my lens, it looks like there. Maybe it's, I brought it out and there's some condensation on the lens. But you see the green screen, and my lighting here is still in front of me, and I didn't affect anything below, and you won't see any shadows back there at all behind me. Anyway, I'm just out this morning having a little fun with my new barn building and my new, I call it YouTube studio, even though it's still bare walls, bare floor, and no ceiling in it. Matter of fact, I was in here yesterday. There's some vents on either end of the building. They're not closed up yet, not screened off. So I saw a little bird, a little sparrow, a titmouse or something like that come flying in yesterday, and he had some building materials in his mouth. So if I don't watch it, I'll have some bird nest in here before long. Do plan to close that off the screen before long, and there'll be vents there. And there's still some, I can see several places around the edges where insects can get in and things like that. Things I'll have to close off as I finish the building and make it a little more airtight. And still got insulation to do, and I plan to put an air conditioning system in this one room. I won't air condition the whole building, but at least here where I'll have my office or whatever you want to call it. I've said in the past I'd like to bring my ham radio equipment out here. I'd like to do my YouTube things out here and have a computer out here and just have some general outdoor office out here. Anyway, I've gone on too long again, so I'll say goodbye. Have a good Sunday. I believe this is Sunday, March 21st. Is this Eyes of March? And I guess that comes in earlier in the month. But anyway, Sunday, March 21st, 2010. And I'll see you later. And again, don't worry about those videos I've deleted. I'll be uploading some of those again if you missed some of them. Have a good day and goodbye.